Hello YouTube, this is DJ Soul Gauge Trains. What you're looking at here is the drum head on my 1948 Broadway Limited set. This is a set made by the Golden Gate Depot, and I've done several videos of this set already, but I pulled most of them down just because they weren't the best of quality, they didn't look good, blah blah blah. So I figured I'd do one review video of it. I already have one or two very quick videos of it up and running. So I figured I would just do a review video of this set. This way you could see all the details of this train up close. So it's a 8-car set. The 8-car set, sets A and B are the Broadway Limited. One set is 4 sleepers. The other set is the observation, the lounge, and the food service cars. And then there is also a set C, which is 4 coaches. So you get a total of 12 cars. And the way that it works is, since the Broadway was an all-bedrooms train, you would pull off the observation car and you would pull off the lounge car, and then you would just have the 4 sleeping cars, the kitchen car, the dining car, and then you would add the 4 coaches in, and that becomes any other Pennsylvania Railroad Blue Ribbon train you want. The only cars that were exclusive to the 48 Broadway Limited were the observation and the lounge. So that's how this set works. You get a lot of modeling flexibility when you order all 12 of these cars. So the set's been out for quite a while. Some nice truck detail there. But the set's been out for quite a while. If you're interested in getting one of these, they are very hard to come by. But from time to time they do turn up. There are several names available, so you could mix and match and get 2 sets, whatever you wanted to do. But the Golden Gate Depot did sell a lot of these. They actually did 2 runs of this set. So, pretty cool. So we'll come back over here to the observation and I'll go through the cars individually. So, starting off right over here, we've got this really nice lounge area in there with some people and chairs and tables. We've got the blinds over the windows, which is really cool. You can see over there toward the back, there's a woman sitting at the table. I will eventually open this car up and add even more detail to it. But right out of the box, it's just gorgeous. Moving on down, this area here, I think according to the blueprint, is a small buffet area. And then over here we have one of 2 bedrooms that are on this car. There's one. And then these small windows here would be the bathroom facilities. And then here's the 2nd bedroom. And then over here we have a little roomette kind of deal there. It's a smaller room. And then here would be the porter's office and the vestibule. If we look at the top of this car, you can see the nice train phone antenna detail. And you can see a nice separately added vent there on the roof. Some grab irons and another vent down there. Very cool. And I need to just wipe this car down with the feather duster. Here is one of 2 10-6 sleeping cars. This is in the Rapid series. And you can see the seats in the bedrooms, and then there were the tiny little chairs in the roomettes. Nicely done. And there's a shot of the vestibule area. It's very nice. The cars are coupled very closely together, which is really cool. I'm going to skip over this car because it's exactly the same as the other one, just a different name. And the next car is the Duplex Sleeper. So we've got 4 rooms here. There's 2, and then we have 12 of these little staggered berths. And then here are the other 2 rooms here, so that totals 4. And then there is the porter's room there. This is the kitchen crew dormitory. Got a nice guy, got a guy sitting in there. Unfortunately, this car was not very detailed on the inside. There was just one person with one bench. But over here is where the kitchen should be. So eventually I need to add some tables and stoves and things like that into the kitchen area. Over here is the full width diaphragm between the kitchen and the diner, which is cool. It's prototypical. And then here we have the full-length diner. And I've detailed this car. If you look up there, there's a bar. You can see that blank area. Right there is a guy in a suit. He's the bartender, and I put some glasses on that bar. Very cool. It's a little hard to see with the phone, but it's easier to see in person. So that's the diner. This is the lounge, Harbour Cove. We've got the lounge area right up against the diner. And then the forward half of this car is some more sleeping rooms. Here's another sleeper. This is a 442 sleeper. This is a post-war sleeper. It does not have the little porthole windows above the main windows, as you would see on pre-war 442 sleepers. Very nice car, though. Now the next car is a run-through sleeper. Now, prototypically on the Broadway Limited, it would not be a California Zephyr car that ran through. It would be a Santa Fe car from either the Chief or the Super Chief. The California Zephyr ran through on the Pennsylvania Railroad's General, but this is also a 10-6 sleeper in the Rapids series. It's called Silver Rapids. And I've got some other videos of this car up already. So, I've painted and detailed the interior of this car, and it looks a whole lot better. And there you go. Now, rather than purchase the brass RPO car that was made to go with this set, I purchased the brass RPO car for the pre-war set that I have, but it would be very expensive to purchase two of those cars. The brass cars are very pricey, so I decided to go with an MTH RPO for the head end. It's still a BM70M, which is 60 foot of RPO and 10 foot of baggage. The only real difference is the roof on this car is not rounded. It's not streamlined as it was done for the 48 Broadway. So it's sort of accurate, but not entirely accurate. But for the price, I couldn't go wrong with it. The trucks are sprung, the doors open, and the interior is fully detailed, which is awesome. And then moving on down here, we have the motive power. These are Sunset Models E7 units. I've got a 5-stripe and a single stripe. The Pennsylvania Railroad did mix their paint schemes up quite a bit. So I've got a video titled Pennsylvania Blue Ribbon Train. So not only are the diesels mismatched, but in that train there's a lot of mismatched passenger cars too, which is how Pennsylvania Railroad trains frequently looked. So I decided to go for realism here rather than cosmetics and get two mismatched diesels, and I think it looks pretty cool. Another cool thing about these diesels is rather than have the two vertical can motors, that has one giant horizontal motor right above the fuel tank, and these things are driven more like HO trains or two-rail trains. So they're really cool. They operate a little bit differently than regular MTH and Lionel engines. So they're really cool. Coming over here, I've got one more car type to show you. This is the coach. So I said in the beginning of the video, if you wanted to make any other Broadway Pennsylvania Blue Ribbon train, you could just take off the lounge and the observation and add the coaches. So here's one of those 4 coaches, and there's another video of these up and running. So here you go. It's just some quick interior shots so that you can see the seats and the people. These cars are beautifully done. And then since this is not connected to anything, I'll show you the vestibule end, which is very cool. Well, that about does it. So what I'm going to do is I'll do one more video and I'll do an engine change. I'll switch out these E7s for a GG1 and you can see what happened at Harrisburg. Even though this is not a model of Harrisburg, you'll still be able to see a engine swap if you want to. Well, that's it for now. It's DJ's O-Gauge Trains. Take care. Bye-bye.